Good afternoon. I'm Margaret Lowe-Smith. I'm president of the AtlanticLIVE Events Division, and it's really a wonderful crowd here today, and to be in this beautiful town for our second Citymaker Summit. I suspect some of you may have had a moment of temptation as you walked past the Bliss Spa. I'm so glad you chose us. We're focused on a big issue today. How do we create the city of the future, a city that works better, smarter, provides deeper connection and greater access for more people? What does that look like? What does it feel like? What jobs will there be? The economic health of cities is a popular topic these days. The president is coming to town to talk about that tomorrow at the U.S. Conference of Mayors, followed by Hillary Clinton on Saturday. We're beating them to the punch here today, and we will not cause traffic jams. We have mayors, technology experts, entrepreneurs, and urban visionaries to talk about the future of the cities. Before we dive in, I want to thank our underwriter, JPMorgan Chase, who made this gathering possible. I'm so pleased to introduce JPMC's Washington, D.C. Chairman and Head of Corporate Responsibility, Peter Scheer. Peter, would you say a few words?
Margaret, thank you, and it's great to be here, and I did avoid the temptation of the Bliss Spa. We're very proud to sponsor this series with Atlantic, and I think the terrific program that Margaret and her team have put together demonstrates that we're living, some might actually say we're rushing through a period of rapid urbanization that is transforming cities around the world. They're expanding faster than anyone, I think, could have imagined. Now, 50% of the world's population lives in urban centers, and that will rise to 70% in the next 20, 30 years. As a result, what we see is that cities have become the center of the most pressing challenges we face: environmental challenges, economic challenges, social challenges, but they've also become centers of innovation, where we see partisanship is put aside and mayors and other leaders are coming together to come up with collaborative and creative solutions and building consensus around how to overcome these challenges. And they're also coming up with new ways to work across the public and the private sector, particularly at a time when government is able to do less, have less resources. And I had a terrific conversation with Mayor Lee here in San Francisco about that, the need for the private sector to step up and play a bigger role in addressing these challenges. JPMorgan Chase is determined to be part of the solution to the challenges that our cities face. And over the last several years, as many of you know, we've shifted much of our focus to helping cities address these challenges, to supporting mayors, nonprofits, developing market-driven solutions to some of the challenges cities face. And we're proud to work with a number of the mayors you hear. Mayor Rawlings from Dallas, who's been a terrific partner on many of our initiatives, is here. I think you'll hear from Mayor Jones and Mayor Becker from Kansas and Salt Lake City. And I just want to say a couple things of how we're approaching these issues now, similar to how we approach our business, based on data and analytics. So I just want to give you a couple of examples of how we're doing this. First, last month we launched a new global think tank called the JPMorgan Chase Institute. And what we're doing for the first time is using our proprietary data for the public good. We're analyzing trends in economics, in household economics, in small business, and global trade to help policymakers do a more effective job. So, for example, last month we issued our first report on income volatility based on the fact that we have banking relationships with 50 million American households. When the Fed does this work, they base it on a survey of 4,000 households. We can draw on information, real-time information on 50 million. Which I'm not a math major, I'm told is more than 4,000. And what we found is, if you look at this, while we have always thought about income volatility as a low-income challenge, it is really a challenge across the income spectrum, particularly in the middle-income areas. People being able to manage the disparity between income and expenses. And we're now sharing these insights with the field and trying to develop solutions. So to that end, just last month, we partnered with a group called the Center for Financial Services Innovation to create something called the Financial Solutions Lab, which is a 5-year, $30 million effort designed to identify and expand the availability of products and services to help people increase their savings and improve their credit. Sorry, I've been traveling. It's just jet lag. So last week we announced 9 winners in a competition focused on innovation, and I have to say, for San Francisco. 8 of the 9 winners came from the Northern California region. So you should be very pleased with the innovation going on. And you can read more about this on our website, jpmorganchase.com/corporate responsibility. But we're very excited about this work, about bringing innovation and data. The other area which Mayor Rawlings has been involved with, and we've been involved here in Northern California, is around the skills gap. We made about a year and a half ago a commitment to spend $250 million over 5 years to try to address the skills gap in cities all over the world, which mayors are telling us that one of the biggest barriers to growth is having a better skilled workforce to attract investment. And again, you're using data and analysis to provide metropolitan leaders with information about where the job growth is in their cities. We just finished a report on San Francisco, which we've shared with a number of stakeholders here, including the mayor. And what we're hoping to do is use this data to bring partners together to close this mismatch between the training and the jobs that are needed. And frankly, we believe we have an opportunity to provide more greater skills and greater job opportunities for more people. Just to give you one statistic, in the San Francisco area, there are now 550,000 middle skill jobs. Okay, a quarter of the workforce in this area, these are middle skill jobs, most of which don't require 4-year college degrees, most of which pay well above the minimum wage. So if you think about it, if we can align the training that goes on in this area with that job need, we can make a real difference in people's lives. And again, what ties this all together is the use of data and innovation. We're seeing this with the JPMorgan Chase Institute, we're seeing this with Financial Solutions Lab, and we're seeing it firsthand in Detroit, where, as many of you know, last year we made a $100 million 5-year investment into the city. You'll hear this afternoon from some of the people involved in something called the Motor City Mapping Project, which we've invested in, which is compiling data, tracking properties, targeting attention to the areas most in need to help improve the effectiveness of Detroit's efforts to reduce urban blight. I'll say we made this investment in Detroit not simply because it was the right thing to do, which it was, not simply because we've been there for 80 years and felt we had a responsibility to do more. We made this investment because we saw in the challenges in Detroit an opportunity to fix issues that are relevant in cities all across the country. So if we can solve the problem in blight in Detroit, we can certainly solve it in cities across this country and around the world. And that's what makes us really pleased to be part of this conversation. I thank you all for being part of it as well. Thank you very much.